Well, good morning, this is part 2. Now we're doing a part 2 obviously because it's indoors. Now there's an outside video and an indoors video. Hope you like the video. If you do, don't forget to hit the subscription button for me. And maybe even put a thumbs up for me as well, that'd be great. So anyway, shall we get on with this video now? Thanks for coming along. Cheers.
Good morning.
Hi Robin, you
We
alright?
spoke recently, haven't we?
Yeah.
What are you doing here today then?
Just exhibiting what we
Sorry guys.
That's alright, mate. Alright.
Yeah, we're just exhibiting what we sell.
You're a dealership as well?
As well as running a business.
Yeah, well we predominantly run business selling ground care machinery.
Oh, do
so
you?
yeah, and then the boy does a bit of in between. So
Okay, so this is your...
this is our range. So we'll start with a Zenith-E, battery powered.
Battery powered.
Battery
That's the
powered.
future.
Future to go.
Yeah.
Machine. So yeah, 60-inch cuts, 4 batteries in it. So yeah, good machine, nice bit of kit.
I mean, let's talk about batteries, but you know, obviously, how long will these batteries last?
Depends on operator, conditions, length for grass. So we've got some out already, and we're averaging between 4.5 and 5.5 hours, depending on what
So
we're
that's
doing.
a large garden sort of thing you can
Yeah,
do?
well, we've got a lot, predominantly
Paddock.
councils is what is going electric,
Yep.
and key sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Hospitality sites, that sort of
Yep.
thing. That's where they seem to be going. Low noise, less damage to the environment. So yeah.
Yeah, obviously, you know, I suppose a paddock, you know, if you own a paddock with horses, you can pay someone to do that,
Yeah,
can't
really,
you?
paddocks with horses. I would tend to go for a petrol rather than electric.
Okay.
Because
Because it's not used a great deal of the time, is it?
No.
And on a machine like this for a contractor, he's got to keep them charged up.
Yeah.
And of course,
Yeah.
with batteries, if you don't keep them charged up, they die, don't they?
They die, yeah. So,
Yeah.
but the run time on that is an average of 5 to 5.5 hours,
Yep.
depending on conditions. It runs 4 lithium-ion batteries. Cost of the machine is 19,800 quid. So it does condemn a high price, but charging cost in a week is 3p a week.
And what sort of charging time would that need to charge?
From flat to fully charged, you're looking about 6.5 hours, so overnight.
So you couldn't have a generator in your truck if you caught short.
Defeats the object of battery then, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, I mean just to charge the batteries up, just quick
Could
if you're
do,
stuck.
but because they're interchangeable, most of the people we sold them to have bought an off-board charger that's in the depot,
Yeah.
and they've got an extra set of batteries for it.
Oh, right, so what are they, slidings on
Yeah,
them?
well, if you, so basically what you've got is 4 battery packs, literally just lift out,
Oh, okay.
which is what we say is a jerry can of the machine.
Yes.
So all
So
4
it's fuel in the machine, basically,
yeah,
isn't it?
basically, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. So it is, as we say, a jerry can full of petrol there.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so it runs on 4. It will run on 2. It needs 2 to make it cut, but 1 will make it drive.
and make it dry. So if you're coming to the end of the day, you finish work, you've got enough power to get back to the
So
trailer.
basically what it does is it's got a function on it, and when it gets to 10% of battery charge life, it gives you a warning that you've got 10% left. It then goes down to 5%, it will switch the cutters off. Once the cutters are switched off, it gives you enough to get back to the trailer or the depot, whatever, to get it back and charge it up.
Now, would you do a package with this? Would you sell it with a trailer, or would it stand alone?
It is just solely a standalone unit, just the electric machine with the deck. As you see it here today, that is what you get in the price.
Fantastic. Shall we move on to your other equipment you've got on show today then? Oh, I'll grab a pen as well. It's always nice to grab a pen.
Plenty of them around.
Right, what have we got here then?
This is an Auric Rabbit.
Now, is it diesel or is it petrol?
Petrol.
Petrol?
Yeah. It's a go anywhere ride on brush cutter. The theory is if it pushes it over, it will cut it.
Really? So if you've got
stalky, brambles, bracken.
Oh, really?
Grass.
So rough grass, it would cut with rough grass.
Yeah.
Is it a spinning type? It is. It's a spinning
It's got
type.
like a rotary type, metal rotary blade with swing tips on it underneath. It's hydrostatic transmission. This one is two-wheel drive, but they do it in four as well. So that's got a twin-cylinder Briggs & Stratton engine in it.
Electric start. And
Electric start,
And what's the tank? And what could say on a tank of fuel? What would it be? It's an hard question.
It is an hard question.
That's what I'm here for, to ask the questions.
What you're doing, really. So the average tank on this will probably last 4 hours.
Really?
It's a fairly small tank.
But
anyway,
as I say, you're carrying petrol in the
that's
bag.
it. And would you want to sit on it for longer than 4 hours? I don't think
No.
So, but so that's that one.
Yeah, and I can see you've got some small bits and pieces
we do.
in the batteries as well as petrol
We
again.
do the battery and petrol version there.
Now, I like Echo, they're a really good piece of kit. I think
yeah.
they're better than steel, personally. That's
I can't be biased because I don't know what's around the corner.
There's not a steel behind us, is that?
No, we've done Echo now for about 5 years.
Yeah.
Very good product. It's coming on in leaps and bounds. It is all, all screws and linkages, so it's easy to adjust.
Yeah.
None of this Intronic stuff. And obviously they've got battery power as well now. Like we say, the battery does back up the Zenith E very well.
And you do like the weed whackers and everything in there,
chainsaws, hedge cutters.
Oh, fantastic.
Blowers, so we've got a lot really.
So, what's your name and what's the company called?
It's Mark Brown and we're M&A Brown and Sons.
And where are you based?
We're based in Geldhurst.
Fantastic. Thanks for your time.
All
I
right,
appreciate
no worries
it.
at all. Cheers.
Right, good morning.
Morning.
Your name is?
I'm Laura Smith.
And you are?
John Simmons.
From?
We're from Kiwi Kit Roxanne.
Fantastic. Now, you're holding a piece of kit in your hand now. Now, this is new for this year, is it?
Yeah, so it's brand new. This is our kind of baby to the market this year. It's called the VS injector. It comes in fixed dose. Typically it's used, at the moment, it's been in the pig world, but we've now diversified it into the sheep and the cattle side. So basically, the main advantage of this is that you can't jab yourself unless it physically hits the skin of the animal. So I can't do anything there.
So it's pressed in.
Pressed in.
Oh, okay.
So it kind of, if you are kind of putting it in your pocket or anything like that, you're not going to jab yourself, which is, it happens all the time.
Health and safety, we don't want that to happen.
Absolutely not. And
now
then,
it's fed by a tube on the back now, so you could holster it, can't you?
yeah, that's it. So we've got the bottom mount at the moment, but it's really easy to take apart. So you can take the needle guard off.
Cleaning.
Yeah, cleaning. You can boil it.
Boil your eggs in it, you said.
Yeah, boil your eggs in it. But yeah, that makes it into the tube.
Yep.
There we go. There we go. So you just put the tube in that bit there, or you put the bottom mount back on, and like what I've just done. We have also got the stamp. So this is mainly just used on the sheep side though, because obviously with sheep having the wool, you can't really mark up a wool with this.
Yep.
But this would go on there, so you unscrew that bit, put that on, and then when you jab in the pig, you can do 300 pigs in one stamp, and yeah, you just know which pig has been marked, which makes your life a lot easier, really.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a nice piece of kit. Now, what else do you cover in your range?
So in our range, we've got our main focus is tags. So a legal requirement in the UK is for sheep and cattle to be tagged. Yep. So we have 3 ranges of sheep tags and we have 1 range of cattle tags.
And what's this machine I can see in front of you? That looks a bit special to me.
Do you want to do that, John, on this one? There we go.
Okay, so this is our This is an automated tagging system, so we
Right.
call it Tag Faster.
Right.
Okay, so you have, rather than having a conventional single shot application where you have to tear a tag off a strip, put it in the prize and do one at a time.
With a nasty piece of work, yeah, I know.
These come in strips of 20, so you get 20 pairs. For
Stop moving around.
sorry, so you get 20 pairs of, you get 10 pairs of tags for your breeding sheet,
Yep.
or you get 20 slaughter tags.
Right. Are they mainly for sheep or
These are
cattle?
just for sheep. Just for
You
sheep.
can't use this on cattle.
No, too small for cattle. So you have a strip of tags like this, you put them into the gun like so. Bear with me a minute. Load the gun, make sure the first one's in okay. And you just grab it here.
Grab the sheets here.
Grab the sheets here, and then you literally go up to the sheet and do the first tag.
Oh, fantastic.
All right, and then you can go to the next ear or the next sheet and do the next tag, and you're not constantly loading tags each time.
Now, obviously, these got numbers on these tags.
Yes,
haven't they?
yeah.
So you're buzzing through these tags at a higher rate. Now, who's jotting it down, or do you need to jot it down?
You don't need to jot them down because on each tag there's a chip, there's an electronic chip inside each tag.
Oh, right.
So the tags have printed on them just the UK number on these slaughter tags.
Yeah.
Okay, but on the chip, which is inside here,
Yeah.
there's an individual number.
So once you get back to your office, you can then, or you
Yeah.
go with a scanner.
You can have those one readers that are over there,
Yeah.
got that yellow one reader, and you can scan the tag, and that will show you the number of the animal and the number, the UK number on the tag. So that's how you identify them.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, so it's a quicker way of doing it. Where in the old, sort of as we say in the old days, the farmers would have to look at ear tags.
Have a notepad.
They have a notepad, have to write them all down. Now they can get these one readers, they can scan the tags,
Yeah.
and then they can print the numbers off and just give them to the drivers to take
So
to the
where are you
market.
based then?
I'm personally based in Somerset, Taunton in Somerset,
Yeah.
and the company's based in Selkirk in Scotland.
Oh, right.
So
So you're on the internet, I presume.
Yes, we are. Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can buy from the internet.
You can buy us. You can buy from us online, or we've got a network of sales reps across the country that you can contact. So we're easily contactable. Yes.
Well, thanks ever so much, John.
That's
I
all right, thanks
appreciate
very much.
that. And,
Thanks very much.
And the young lady, sorry.
Sorry, no worries.
So
Thank you very
what's your
much.
name again? Sorry.
It's Laura Smith.
Laura Smith. Thanks for your time. I
No
appreciate
worries.
it.
Thank you.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Watling Tyres, and you're mainly at it's an agricultural stand
today,
today.
yes.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the business then.
We do everything, not just agricultural. We do car, van, truck. If it's a tyre, we do it.
Yeah.
We've got 14 depots around the southeast.
Yeah.
10 of them are commercial depots. 3 or 4 main farming depots are Canterbury, Maidstone, Ashford, as you'd expect across the.
And you've got fitters that go out.
Yes,
change
we've got
them.
fitters that go out mobile.
What,
We've got
24 hours a day, does
24 hours a day. We've got about 50 mobile vans.
it? So if obviously a lorry breaks down or a tractor
Yeah.
breaks, especially during harvest time,
Yeah, we'll-
he's got to have some sort of backup there.
Yes, and we respond to that to many customers, obviously, the farming community and the trucking
And you
world.
carry quite a stock of agricultural tyres there?
As much as we can today. Obviously, there's a lot of sizes out there and a lot of machines that are not used all the time.
Yeah.
But we can normally get somebody out of trouble.
I mean, tractors are basically from your 50 horsepowers up to your 200 horsepowers these days. I mean, they're fairly a standard tractor. So you've got Continentals here. Are they an Indian tyre company or an American tyre company?
No, Continental are German.
German.
Yeah.
I was wrong. I apologise. Alright, but so as I say, I've known you from the roadside sort of point of view. But are you moving into agriculture, or have you always been in
No, we've always
agriculture?
been in agricultural. We've got lots of long-standing customers.
Yeah.
We deal with groups as well, like Southern Farmers and Ramsack, etc.
Yeah, Ramsack, I know Ramsack.
So we've got a good following of people.
Yeah.
Our biggest part of the business is car and truck, I would say.
Yeah.
But, we do a fair amount of agricultural and industrial. Today we're supporting, or Continental supporting us because they're back into the agricultural world, but we'll do any make, any manufacturer that the farmer requires.
And as you say, you go out in the field, and you've got vehicles that go out in the field.
Yes,
and
in all
change
weathers.
them. In all weathers. Fantastic.
Like today.
Okay. Well, thanks ever so much for your time. And your name is?
Rob.
Rob from What These Tyres and yourself?
My
pleasure. Cheers, guys. Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot. Good morning.
Morning.
Now, cyber attacking, is that something to do with you?
Not the cyber attacks,
No.
hopefully.
No, hopefully not.
Preventative stuff, absolutely.
Sorry, that light's terrible. Yeah, when you're home. No, still don't work. You're not very good in this light.
No worries.
So we've got good lighting.
It's the windows, you're directly on the windows. Tell us something about your company then.
So the Eastern Cyber Resilience Centre, it's a home office supported and police-led business, which is focused on raising awareness for businesses in the eastern region, which make Kent, Essex, Norfolk, Suffolk, Beds, Cambs and Herts, about the ever-changing threats to cyber, and also to provide them with guidance and assistance to help them protect themselves from those risks. So we signpost them to a lot of free tools and guidance that's available on the internet. A lot of the stuff that's on our table here is from the National Cyber Security Centre, the NCSC, and we also have university undergraduate students who work for us who can provide subsidised services to our members, and we also work with fully commercial, trusted partner cybersecurity companies who can provide full services to members as well. So that's what we're about.
Obviously, a farmer comes on. How does he contact you, and what is he worried about?
So basically, I mean, farming, construction, there's a lot of businesses out there that you wouldn't think automatically they are going to be, a potential victim of a cyber attack, because the stuff they do is outside. They grow food, they build buildings. However, if you've got a phone, if you've got a smartphone, if you've got a laptop, if you're connected to the internet and your business is connected to the internet in any way, shape or form, you are vulnerable to attack.
Yeah.
So basically, by coming to come to our website. So it's on the cards we've got here. So or to put the search term in Eastern Cyber Resilience Centre to Google, you'll find us at the top of the search list. You can join for free, costs nothing to join.
And would he have to join, or would it, perhaps if he gets attacked, can he come direct to you, or does he have to have a membership first?
No. So if he's a victim of an attack, we'd recommend that we contact the police. So Amy next to me, she actually works for Kent Police.
I work for Kent Police as the Cyber Protect and Prevent Officer. So my job is to alert people about cyber attacks and what they should do. So the advice would be to contact Action Fraud if you're under a live cyber attack. So, and then that information will come down to the police force where you are based, and that police force will contact you to help assist you with your business and trying to help you get your business back up online if you're under a live cyber attack. Yeah.
Well, I'm a police officer as well.
You look like a copper as a death. You look big and ugly.
Thank you very much.
She don't look big and ugly, you're all right.
No, so I'm a detective superintendent from Essex, and I'm seconded into the eastern region.
I didn't really. I thought it was a standalone company. Sorry.
Well, we are, we're part of a national network. So, as I said, supported by the Home Office financially, and also by the 7 forces as well, in which we're based, and we work within the Police Protect network alongside the Protect officers and the National Cyber Security Centre to support businesses. That's why we do so much for free, because we are supported by the government.
As you say, security these days on farms is quite, because we look on this show today and there's a lot of money sitting in your barn, isn't there?
Yep.
And it's very easy for people to come along and take that piece of equipment, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there's always a market
and
for
it's
it.
a real threat at the moment, especially with everything that's going on in the world at the moment.
Yeah.
Cyber warfare is a huge issue, and actually, to tackle infrastructure via a cyber attack is going to have a massive impact on the infrastructure of agricultural work. So it's really, really important that they take it seriously, and that's why we'd encourage everyone to look on the National Cyber Security Centre, to go and read the article about cyber warfare and the threat that's imposing on businesses at this current time, and to kind of get themselves ready for that.
That sounds fantastic. I do appreciate it. Your name is?
It's Amy Payne from Kent Police, cyber crime officer. Yeah.
Thank you. And you are?
Paul Lopez
From?
Essex Police.
Essex Police. I'm just going to do a quick snap of your...
Yeah, I like it.
Appreciate it, guys. Keep policing us for us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Take care.
Morning, you seem to be not doing a lot today. So what are you then? What company are you and what do you do?
Wilson Wright, farm business consultants.
And what do you do? Soil sampling or something?
No, so management consultancy. So whether it's looking at sort of appraising businesses and through to things for the banks or sort of cash flows. Depends on what each individual business requires, really.
So for example, say a farmer comes along and says he's got to buy this new piece of kit.
Yep.
How do you advise this chap to buy the best and pay the best price for that thing?
So we would look at, depends on how well we know the business. So if we've done a lot of work with them, we would know whether it's appropriate sort of size, whether they can physically afford it, and whether it is a good price for it or not.
Okay. And obviously you provide a service, so you obviously at a cost to the farmer.
Yep.
So do they have to have a membership in your company, do they, or do they?
They're just a client, so we invoice as we work for them.
So the more hours you work, the bigger the invoice.
It's time use basis.
Yeah. So someone comes, I'll ring you up and say, well, I send one of my chaps round here, have a chat with you, and we'll have a walk around the yard, see if the business is in good shape to borrow that sort of money, would you?
Well, yeah, I mean, normally we look at everything on a financial basis, so we tend to try and look at a holistic.
Oh, you can actually get the finance for the farmer?
Well, we specialise in management accounts, so generally we run our management accounts to inform our decision making, so we'll pull together our own set of accounts normally, which will advise on the strength of that business, areas of concern, areas to improve on, and those documents normally are the sort of core foundation of our advice, but we do other bits as well, getting involved.
Okay, well, I appreciate your time. So what's your name again?
It's Ben Skinner.
And
Guy Bicknell.
From?
Wilson Rate.
Thanks ever so much for your time. Cheers, guys. Morning, chaps.
Morning.
How you doing?
Yeah, very well.
Now, what is Frontier all about then?
We are crop production specialists.
Crop production specialists?
Yeah, so we are a large trading arm and large agronomy arm. So we've got agronomists that will help you grow the crop, and we've got traders that will help you sell the crop. And then we've got other branches.
Go on, sorry.
Other branches of our business, such as Kings, who specialise in game cover mixes, stewardship mixes. As things develop and things change, as the BPS reduces and things change in farming. So
obviously the backup service is quite a good thing for the farmer. He doesn't want to get his head involved in books and technology and everything. So he can come along to you guys and you can say, what's the best crop to go in this year, the high prices, the low prices, and they'd come to you for that, would they?
Yeah, they come to us and say, we obviously forecast what might be the best crop for them to grow. Obviously,
and weather-wise?
Yeah, I think it's going to depend more on what their rotation is.
Yeah.
Whether what suits their rotation, actually what the dirt's like. Actually,
Also do soil samples.
Yeah, we've got SOYL, which are soil sampling specialists basically, which will do all sorts of variable rate nitrogen, variable rate seed, variable rate P and K. Full circle, every base covered really.
Oh, fantastic. And you say you're Kings?
Yeah, Kings, yeah.
So what are you to do with Frontier?
So we're part of Frontier, so we specialise in all sort of non-combinable seeds, and stewardship advice.
Yeah.
So really one of my main jobs actually is advising on scheme choice, option choice. Well timed.
Right, sorry again.
So no, we specialise in non-combinable crops, so stewardship mixture seed, stewardship advice actually is probably half my job. To advise on the right seed mixtures, the right option choice.
Is it the 12-metre boundary around a field now and the right stuff for the birds and all that sort
Absolutely,
of thing?
yeah.
So you advise on what's the best to
Exactly, the best fit for the farm. It depends on whether it's a shoot or not, or whether they're just looking to it for improving soil health or to help the wildlife. Everybody's got a different sort of slight angle on it. So.
Fantastic. And you work with Frontier?
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Are you a standalone company? Or?
No, we're all part of Frontier.
So if they want to get involved in i.e. the crop or the seed that comes direct to you, and is that a membership cost or is that just a time management?
That's just a doing business with us. Yeah,
fantastic.
Doing business with us, come find us and we've got advisor for everything. I know that sounds a bit corny, but it's true.
So your name again is?
I'm Ollie Wilson.
From?
Frontier Agriculture.
And?
I'm Will Moynihan from King's Crops, part of Frontier.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Good morning, guys.
How are you?
I'm well. Yourself? Now, obviously, batteries is going to be the future now, and it's a dirty word in farming and one thing. So tell me your company, what do you supply to the farming industry?
So we design, develop, install and maintain commercial solar PV systems.
Oh, okay.
And we're also readying sites for batteries.
Okay. So I didn't catch your name again. You are
Sean Beattie.
from
Beaver Energy.
And you are Stephen Farmer. So you can actually do you do the planning for all this or
turnkey?
Turnkey. So basically, I've got a 10-acre field. I want X amount of panels. You come along, design it.
It's a different that type of setting is slightly outside of what we would do. So we would put it. So the solar industry is split into 3 areas: domestic, the small scale. The other end is utility scale, so that's your 10 acres you were speaking about. Then in the middle you've got commercial and industrial, both rooftop and ground mount. That's where we sit.
Okay.
So the utility scale is probably a bit big for us. Domestic is too small. C&I in the middle, where the farmers sit. Perfect.
So what you provide the inverters and that sort of thing, like everything?
Everything.
Okay.
We will take on development work only, we will do design only, we will do maintenance only. But if you had to ask us what are we really good at, it's taking it from conception to completion and then managing it afterwards.
And you sign it off, because obviously it's got to go into the power networks, because not only you're providing electricity for the farm, you're providing electricity to the grid as well, aren't you?
So that all forms part of the feasibility studies. So we'll oversee structural surveys, we'll oversee grid applications, we'll oversee planning permission. We don't do it ourselves because there would be conflicts of interest, but we manage the whole process.
Okay, that's fantastic. And your name and your company again is?
Beaver Energy.
Thanks ever so much for your time. Cheers, guys. Good morning, chaps.
Good morning. How are you?
How are we doing?
Very well, thank you.
Good. Tell us about your company now. Harvest Installations, yes? And the man's pointing to you straight away. Your
Harvest
name
Installations, manufacturers of the CHC unit for drying grain.
Oh, you just dry grain. You don't provide the buildings?
We can do it.
We can do,
system,
but typically we install drying equipment inside the buildings, but we can do the building if needs be.
Now, that's obviously a big thing at the moment with silos and storage of keeping it. Because obviously, if it's too dry, you get less money for it. If it's too wet, you get no money for it.
Right, yeah,
so you've got to have the ideal sort of atmosphere, let's say.
Absolutely.
Right, yes.
And so you provide all the drying equipment, do you?
We do, yeah.
Tunnels.
Do you have atmosphere testers, so if it's, say, too dry, you can sort of leave the doors open to or vents in the barn?
No, we give a controller controls the air going in. It's the right ambient conditions to dry grain efficiently. Mainly on big floor stores, and that's big flat stores.
Okay.
And that's all over the country, not just.
You ain't got an area, and you're obviously on the internet, are you?
We are.
So anyone who's come to always got a bit of worries, they can contact you and you can tell them from start to finish what you need and how much it'll cost. Okay then. Well, I see your piece of kit here. Is this a typical example of
It is, yeah. It's quite a small unit, but it's a typical one.
Is it? And so what that pulls air out, does it?
No, that you have an auxiliary fan, which is the main dryer. And this controls the temperature or the humidity of the air going into that fan.
Okay, sorry, I was just trying to get the best view here. So, and that's built in, it's got its own computer and turns on and off when required, does it?
Absolutely. As ambient changes, that changes.
Oh, so you haven't got a man got to come out at 10 o'clock at night to turn it off or turn
Switch
it on?
it on and leave it.
No, switch it on. Once it's insulated, job's good and pipe work's delivered outside. Does it blow in as well as blow out?
Just blow in. Just blows into a fan unit and then blows out through the crop.
Okay, well, I appreciate your time and see you soon.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys. Good morning, the Will Granary. How are we doing?
Yeah, very well.
Now, you've got a lot of health and safety on the table, but I know the Will Granary. Now, you're quite cooperative within Kent, aren't you? So, rather than a farmer have storage for the cylinders of his own, he drops it straight into your lap, does it?
Well, yeah, basically it comes into us and then we sort it out, but it's different pools and then send it out and basically better.
Do you market it for them as well?
Yeah. Well, marketing. Well, so we use companies like Openfield, they're a big partner, and then ADM do some stuff as well.
Okay.
And then it all goes out through those guys.
I've seen your lorries go out to farms as well, don't they? It's not just people delivering their own stuff. You actually got your own transport, haven't you?
Yeah.
It goes straight to the granny. And you had quite a big building projects over the last few years to add more silos, haven't you?
Yeah,
Drying equipment. I was just speaking to the guys down there about drying, and obviously because to get the best price for a farmer, not only you've got to dry the crop, perhaps you've got to add moisture to the crop, because obviously too dry, less the price.
That's we can do it. It's a rare thing though.
Yeah.
It's more. I know.
Broad, is it?
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. No, well, especially this summer as well. We're running the dryers about 24 hours to keep up with it.
And obviously because it's electricity cost, did you have solar panels down at your place, or to try and?
Not really anything that can mitigate the electricity costs sort of coming in. We do have some on the roof, but that just sort of contributes to the office. But I mean, well, that's going to be the next challenge with this harvest, with power costs, fuel costs, because
the fuel prices are going up.
Well, exactly, like running on all the oil and stuff to run the dryers, and then
really?
That's gone through. I mean, we saw that going up through the roof through this harvest as well.
So is that spread over to the farm? It unfortunately goes back to the farmers, the cost, doesn't it?
It gets, well, yeah. So if your grain doesn't need drying, then you won't get charged for drying. But like if it needs cleaning, drying, then that does get built into the price that you get at the end. But we keep it at a bare minimum. Like we're not, because we're cooperative, we're not profiting off anything.
Let's go away from the negative side of the business so much. Now, obviously, the plus side is that the farmer hasn't got to have his own storage equipment. He hasn't got to monitor the crop. He hasn't got to dry it. Either his trader delivers it straight to you, and then you take the protein levels and everything like that before it's
depending on what it is, and we split it all out, and it's basically. It's a good way. Well, it's a good way of sort of mitigating risks and protecting yourself from any downfalls. Say if you're a farmer and you stored everything yourself and you sold directly, if you get a rejection, that's going to cost you, like X amount in haulage, and then you've got to find something else. And if you've got a contract that you can't meet, then that's going to sort of leave you a bit scuppered.
When you say you're a cooperative, Dan, what does that mean involved in your business? Then does the farmer own the company then?
The farmer owns storage space within it, so all farmers are effectively members. They own storage space. If they want to rent extra space, they can as well, and then everything sort of goes back to them.
So it's a non-profit making business, though, isn't it?
We don't generate profit.
People, and obviously it helps the farmers. And
massive help to the farmers, especially like in a year like we've had with so much, everything was sort of wet, needed cleaning, and then massive ergot problems. Like that's something we can sort out and then blend to achieve the best price for all their crops.
Now you've got your own transport, so you can deliver it to the grain merchants, like the people you're selling it to. So that's another added cost for the farmer. Well, good morning, Joe.
Morning.
How are we doing?
Yeah, very well. Sorry, I didn't catch your name.
It's Robin. I'll give you my ticket afterwards, don't worry about that. Now, BTF, now what do they do in Kent?
So we're essentially a firm of sort of land and property experts. We do agency and consultancy work across the residential, agricultural sectors and commercial as well. We provide professional advice to our clients, again from ranging sectors, on all matters regarding in the agriculture sector, sort of the schemes and then development as well.
And you run an auction service for the farmer. If he was to pack up farming, you sell the equipment off, you sell the farm off, don't you?
Yeah, so we do sort of a more rural side of agency. Do sort of farm machinery sales and dispersal sales. Yes, yeah.
Do you do like your general house surveillance and all that sort of thing, or is it mainly agricultural?
We're also RICS chartered surveyors and registered valuers with the Central Association of Agricultural Valuers. So we provide valuations. And obviously all the surveys associated with that, and valuations for multiple purposes, be they for insurance, bank valuations, probate.
Oh, well, that's a good thing you say about probates. Obviously, with today's tax laws and everything, so the family can come along to you and say, we've got grandfather's died now, what's happening to the farm? Like, so you can advise them on this, can you?
Well, yeah. So we can take instructions to do the actual valuation itself, but we also provide tax advice on inheritance tax and capital taxation as well. So yeah.
Fantastic. Now, obviously, you're big in. Is it Sussex and Kent? Are you?
Yes. So we've got offices in Canterbury doing commercial management and agency work, and then Chollock, sort of more Ashford side, and into the Weald of Kent, doing lots of agricultural and
you
residential.
Support a lot as well, don't you? You support a lot of ploughing matches.
Yes,
and that
yeah,
sort of thing.
absolutely. So we've also got an office in Heathfield in Sussex, so we do into East Sussex as well. But yeah, no, we're hugely into our ploughing matches, the Weald of Kent especially, and the East Kent ploughing match, the Gravesend and Rochester Agricultural Association.
I know them all, I've been there, so
yeah, brilliant.
So for argument's sake, what is your? If I come along and ask, what is your main business? What do you? If someone comes along, he doesn't know BTF, so what do you do?
I suppose we set out to provide valuable advice to our clients to sort of protect the value of their assets and enhance them, and provide advice on new opportunities.
Fantastic. And your name is?
Joe Herndon.
From BTF?
BTF Partnership, yeah.
Thanks for your time.
Great,
Cheers,
thank you very much.
Bye-bye. Good morning. I can see you're trying to sneak away there. So, FGS Agro.
Yeah.
What do you do?
FGS Agro is contracting business.
Yep.
And we've also got FGS Organics and FGS Pilcher here. Organics spread products to land.
I'm sorry, you have to speak a little bit louder because it is quite noisy in here.
So FGS Organics spread products to land, digest aids, compost and paper. And we've also got FGS Pilcher, who we've got land drainage, civils, so a variety of services for the farmers in the southeast.
Fantastic. You offer a contracting service for supporting the farmers in Kent and Sussex.
Yeah.
Supplying what harvest work? Do harvest work as well?
Yeah, we do harvest, we do baling. We've got our own arable farm that we farm.
I was just saying, you started off in farming and your contracting business has developed from that, hasn't it?
Yeah, it started as a contracting
business. It must be about 10, 15 years ago, probably a bit more, perhaps even 20.
It's over 20 years, probably over 25 years now. So it started as
you've diversified.
Definitely diversified.
And you've got all your own equipment, so if a farmer phones up and says, I really need you in next week, that won't be a problem for you guys, will it?
Yeah, definitely. We've got all our own equipment. Services are there ready to be
and if it breaks down, it's not down to the farmer, it's down to yourself.
It is, yeah, we need to sort it out.
So for example, if a piece of your equipment breaks down in the field and the farmer said, well, I want this done today, you can get another piece of kit out there that day, can you?
We can get another piece of kit, or we've got mechanics we can send out to sort out the problem, because we've got our own mechanics on site.
So what sort of hours in the day would you work? Would you work a 12-hour day, or as a job necessary needs?
Normally it's just the job's necessary, so during harvest, the hours are as long as they need to be. We've got a team, established team, but we also have a team of harvest workers that come in, for the harvest season.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I do appreciate your time. Sorry to embarrass you. And your name is?
I'm Louise.
From?
FGS Agri.
Thanks, mate. See you later. Morning, chaps. How are we doing? Are we all right? What are you here for today? I can follow you around.
No, you won't.
We're assistant cameraman.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, we work best behind it.
Do you?
Alright, see you later. No problem.
See you later.
Good morning. Alex is not here. She's obviously done a run from Bloomfields, but I can speak to you. Your name is?
I'm John Bloom.
And Lambert Foster, tell me your business.
Oh, wow. That's a question.
Tom?
So the business, the Lambert, Foster and Bloomfields are the two component parts of the business. All one business, so not to be confused, but the Bloomfields is the charter town planners. Everything from...
You've just done a job for me. Guy and Tom.
Oh, have we? Oh, excellent.
Tom and Alex.
Good. I'm sure it went well.
Yeah, I see you've been building your barn.
Barn Tom's built.
It's built.
It's finished. Apart from the wiring in it, it's all finished. It's all, it looks lovely. Anyway, sorry, we're diversifying.
Sorry,
We're doing business. We're doing business.
We're doing a pitch. So, so that's charter town planning side of the business, everything from householder work up to large development schemes. And then Lambert Foster is your traditional general practice rural surveying firm, so everything from lettings and estate agency to rural professional work, which I spend a lot of my time in, valuation work, development, and I'm sure something else I've missed off the list.
You do a lot of auctioning, don't you? You do farm auctions,
auctions, due to COVID, it's been a very quiet part of the business, but we spent time this year, and we're going to have our first sale in May, which will be a collective sale. And then when the opportunities come around, we will hold our dispersal sales as well, which will be on farm dispersal. So very much long tradition of auctioneering. So it's an important part of the business, but one with
it's an old company, really. I mean, it goes back to the days when Lambert's was on their own and Fosters were on their own, weren't they? Sort of thing.
That's right. Yeah. So it's been over 100 years.
So some years now, haven't you?
Yeah, very long time. Yeah, and it's a great.
And you support the player in matches.
Yeah, all the local. We try to support local events. That's in the towns where our offices are, wider rural events as well. And it's important to do that, I think, and being part of the rural landscapes.
Tom's busy. I was going to try and bring him in the interviews because he's head of getting planning for farmers, isn't he?
That's right. So Tom. So we can bring Tom in. Tom's the director of the Bloomfield.
We'll have a chat with Tom. Now, you're involved with the helping the farmer out to develop his barns and one thing and another. Now, if farmers say, I'll come along. Now, I know you've done this for me already. If I come along and say, I've got this barn in the field, what do you recommend to do? Can we make money out of this barn? So, what do you do then? Do you have a site visit?
Yeah, I suppose, can you make money out of the barn would be a question, I suppose, that might involve many people in the team.
Yep.
I guess looking at, what your options are, how that works with, what you're already doing on the site. From a planning point of view, I can come along, do a site visit, tell you what we think you can build in addition to what you've got, whether that's under permitted development rights.
You could do all the drawings, all the paperwork, speak to the town planners.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what we do. So it'll be representing you to put together an application, do the drawing work. Obviously, applications nowadays are quite complicated with all the validation checklists you have to go through. But it's really also telling you, trying to help you get to where you want to go in the quickest way.
And the best way.
Exactly, yeah, because often, it's not necessarily widely known, but often you can be using what's called permitted development rights to get you certain things without having to go through the full planning system, so that can be a lot quicker and a lot cheaper. I mean, in the same way, sometimes you can have situations which arise where you don't even need to get full planning permission. You might have done something for so long that you can say to the council...
That's the good thing about you guys, you know what you're doing, don't you? It's no good, you can go along to you and say, well, this will be the best way forward for you, I know it costs money at the end of the day, but in the short term, it'll be quicker to come to guys like yourself who know the business and know all the people to talk to.
Yeah, I think, one, obviously, we're very much dictated by the professional qualifications we have and the professional bodies we're associated with, so whether that's the RSCS or agricultural valuers or RTPI, so the Rural Town Planning Institute. But also, certainly on the planning side, we employ a lot of ex-local authority officers, so that helps get an inside track, if you like, into how those councils operate.
Okay, and they will respond to your questions.
Yeah, sometimes it's just knowing the names or the faces in those councils.
Yeah, exactly.
Make a phone call and say, look, come on, where are we? Have an honest, frank conversation and say, look, we know you're under-resourced, but where are we going? Is it,
Because they don't know me, but from Adam,
exactly,
do they? Whereas they can chat to you and your colleagues and...
They might know you now.
I don't like to be known to well.
We've got linking in with the planning side of the business, the opportunity on the surveying side to give advice on what market rents might be, the grant opportunities to then access funds from the Rural Payments Agency to deliver diversification projects. So the two sides of the business work very well together to deliver those sorts of projects.
Now your Bloomfields and your Lambert Fosters, now where do you meet? I mean, you support each other, or are you the same business?
So we're one company, owned by the same shareholders, same set of directors running both companies. So it's purely a branding difference for the two. So,
but it's great that you can come to you as a as a business. I can't think of the right words, but you know, a combined business sort of thing.
Yeah,
so if you need planning, you can come to Tom. If you need agricultural side, come to yourself perhaps. And even on the guys that are just looking for a second-hand piece of plant, you supply the auctions, don't you?
Yeah, the auctioneering
people
side of
that
it as
back
well.
up there. I know I've been to several of your auctions where you've got everybody there. You've got the guys taking the money and advisors, transport on the day. So you've got transport for loading the vehicles and the equipment onto trailers and lorries. So you do quite a good service.
Yeah,
on that sort of
you know, the auction is an important part of the business, but also great social events and people coming together.
You can meet farmers, can't you?
Farmers and have a chat.
And
We've
this
all
is where
missed that.
perhaps Tom comes into, so you can meet a farmer and have a discussion. Oh, I've got a barn on my farm.
What
you
about
can sort
this?
me out, like,
Yeah, I think the thing about planning is it's not always about, you know, just because someone comes to us for planning advice doesn't mean that there has to be a planning job in it. Often it can be a case of saying, look, you know, this is going to be a really tricky planning project.
Yeah.
But if your end goal is you want to sell the site, actually you might find that selling it, you know, the guys in the agency department or the valuation department will say, actually, you could do all of this in planning terms, but you might not get the right result, or you know, actually you're better off going with something that's not got particular permission and it's more attractive to a lot more buyers. So it's, you know, swings around that.
Yeah, it's quite, as I say, it's a fantastic service you've got. I mean, I've already had a bit of it, and you've done me proud. So good luck for the future. And you're sorry, your name is again?
I'm John Booth.
And
Tom Ogden
from
Lambert Foster.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you very much.
The internet.
Hello. What's your name?
This is Chloe.
Chloe. Are you going to be a farmer like your big daddy? Is he a farmer?
Not if you've got any sense or not.
No. You've got lovely blonde hair. You're going to be grown up to be beautiful. Now, where's Mum? Is she hiding?
Yes.
Mum's hiding. So, are you a farmer, local farmer?
Yeah. Yeah,
Agricultural
Bodiam.
business? Bodiam?
Yeah.
And what is your farm?
Grass mainly.
Grass?
Yeah.
So hay?
Hay and sheep.
Sheep? Oh, that's, well, it would be down that area, I suppose, wouldn't it? Is it flat land down at Bodiam?
No, not really. Used to be Guinness Hop Farm.
Used to be Guinness Hop Farm? Oh, of course, yes, at Bodiam. Oh, I've got to see Chloe once, Mum. Good morning.
Morning.
We've met before, haven't we?
We have indeed.
As you thought truck business going?
First class. Couldn't be better. Couldn't be better.
It couldn't be better?
No, it couldn't be better. No, we're 100% utilisation on sales, rental.
Fantastic.
Really good, yeah, very, very good.
And I see you've got a couple of machines here today. The chap that I spoke to earlier, I nicked your coat last time, didn't I?
You did.
And you chased me up for it.
Yeah.
So what we got? We got batteries on show here today, or is it mainly diesel?
Yeah, no, we've got the diesel semi-rough terrain truck, which is our core product. That's the Prince
Semi-rough.
machine.
Now that's a good idea, isn't it? So it's not a rough terrain. It's not a.
It's meant as an orchard machine. If you have a look at the video on the TV screen, it's designed for picking in orchards, glass houses, polytunnels. So it's specially designed to be semi-rough terrain, not 2 foot of mud up the side of a mountain. It's just meant for semi-rough terrain, grass. They even use them here at the showground as well. So that's a specialist machine that Prince manufacture in our Holland facility. We then sell these small electric...
In the warehouse type?
Also back of vehicle as well. So little lithium-ion batteries, that's it.
Oh, okay.
That is the complete battery pack that plugs into a little 240 volt range charger, half an hour fully charged.
So you can move the pallets around in the auction.
You can even leave the whole truck in the back of the lorry or the shop and just take the battery to the charger. So very, very popular back of vehicles.
I mean, we're talking about health and safety. Let's face it, you don't want to be dragging a pallet truck with
we still sell a conventional pallet truck, which is fine, but you know, try moving a ton of compost on that in a garden centre. Yeah, those days are gone.
So is that, what is your main person to deal with? Is it agro or is it a wide span?
No, we're across the board. Manufacturing, warehousing, distribution, farming, agricultural, growing, we're right across the sector. If you've got something that needs to be moved on a pallet, we're the people to talk to.
Fantastic. And you're based?
We're at Lymm, down next to Port Lymm Zoo.
Okay.
So right in the heart of Kent, and we cover Kent ourselves, so anywhere in Kent, from literally Dartford round to, say, sort of Godstone, down the A22 to Eastbourne, everything Kent, East Sussex. And then outside of that, because we supply these machines all over the world, outside of that we have a 21 strong dealer network that look after these machines anywhere in the UK for us. So us direct in Kent, outside we've got a network to look after them.
Fantastic. And your name is?
It's Mark Dorman, I'm the MD.
And from company's name?
Prince Forklifts UK Limited.
Right into it, are you?
We absolutely are.
Thanks ever so much for your
No
time.
problem at all.
Cheers, mate.
So with all decisions, it's important to look at the farm as a whole and to keep the most productive areas for agricultural use, taking the less productive areas out for schemes such as this. So what next? I guess to get started, it's pivotal that you undertake an initial baseline assessment of the habitats on your holding to establish the most appropriate scheme and the environmental issues that you might be targeting, because they're different depending on where you are and what you've got on the farm. Following this, you can develop a nature-based solution management plan which can be presented to ecosystem service buyers in the market for agreeing any terms and commencing the project and monitoring of that project. So I'm now going to pass you on to Richard Blaw, who's going to run through a worked example of a nature-based project.
Hi, I'm Richard Blaw. I'm the principal consultant at Kent Wildlife Trust Consultancy Services. We've been working closely with BTF over the last couple of years. Biodiversity priorities with commercial considerations, then moving into the sort of project design and costing side of things, and I'll finally just mention a few bits about in a bit more depth on the subject. The work that we're doing is undertaken through what we're calling the Carbon Plus Habitats tools. So that's a means of assessing land holdings, looking at what the opportunities are in terms of nature-based solutions, map natural grassland, and use this land to start connecting the dots of those areas of habitat. So looking at in a bit more detail, corridor that you can see running straight through the middle of the land holding. So the plan we came up with was firstly to
Good morning.
Morning.
How are we? A pretty face, always nice to feel, isn't it? Are we local farmers? Are you farmers?
Yeah, he is.
You are? Have been in the industry a long time, have we?
20 years.
And what sort of farming did you do? What are you, arable?
Arable, yeah.
All arable. Did you used to be hops or something different in the old days?
I can't hear what he says with the background noise.
Sorry, it is a bit noisy in here.
Yeah, it
I
is.
said, has it always been arable, your farm?
No.
No?
No, my father had cows.
Cows? For milk production, obviously?
Yeah.
Yeah. So how long's the farm been in the business, in the family then?
75 years.
75 years, that's great. And, I mean, so your next generation's moved into it, has it?
Yes, that's
Yes.
right. My son
moved in, took over.
My son behind me.
Your son behind you?
Yeah.
So is he looking forward to a long, prosperous time in farming?
Well, we'd all look forward to a prosperous time, but we don't. I'm not so sure about that.
So where is your farm?
Smarden.
Smarden. All right, not too far anyway.
Oh, you've heard of it?
Yeah, well, I've heard of Smarden anyway. I know about, what's the name of your farm?
A New House Farm.
New House Farm, I've heard of New House Farm. Yeah. So you're quite a big concern anyway, haven't you?
How do you know where you're pointing at?
How do I know? There's something on the back.
Oh, right.
Look, I'll show you, 1 second.
take a picture.
See, it wobbles as well, we see.
Now I was watching from behind.
Oh, that's clever. Yeah,
See?
that's. So you've got a gyroscope in it, isn't it?
Yes, it's a gimbal. So it moves where it saves me.
So that's what on television when
on
they're
YouTube.
Yeah, that's what they're doing it with.
Yeah, it's all. Hello there, fella. All right.
So yeah, anyway, it's nice to speak to the old ones of the farm, because without you guys, we wouldn't have farms today, would we? You know, I mean, if it's left to some people, they'd close farming down completely and import everything, wouldn't it be? So, I mean, your legacy to your son, your grandsons and everything like that is quite an important part of our farming history.
The government now wants us to rewild everything and not grow any crops, so...
Yeah, but I'm sure that will change. It's got to change, isn't it? You know, it's all right rewilding. I mean, for argument's sake, if you have a field where you got big ponds in it or something like that, or a farm that a field you can't actually farm to the best advantages, so you can get money from the government to rewild that area. So it can work both ways, can't it?
Yeah, that's not so bad.
Sorry?
That's reasonable.
Yeah. You know, if you've got a gully where you can't farm, but you can rewild it and you get money from the government for rewilding, that's a bonus for the farmer, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what's your son's name then? Because he was chatting.
John.
John. Which one's John? Is he one in the green hat or the one in the black hat?
Green hat.
Green hat. Where? See if I can get John talking to me. Hello, John.
Hello there, right.
I've just been speaking to your father there, all about your farm in Smarden, and how it's been in the generation for 75 years. Will you carry that on, and your children carry that on?
Yeah, hopefully, yes. You don't know what farming's going to do you?
And what sort of acreage have you got on your farm?
We farm about
500 acres.
Oh, so I mean, they say, 300 acres you can't make a penny these days, can't you? So 500 acres you just about make
2p.
Make 2p.
You have to remember, we're only peasants.
You're only peasants?
Yeah.
What makes you a peasant then? I can't see
the definition of a peasant is a small farmer or one who tills the soil.
There you go then, and you till
You learned something today.
So what's your main crop then? What would it be? So would you put barley in or something like that? Or would it be all just sort of...
You're not filming me, are you doing that?
No, that's why.
I don't want to be on no film.
I don't know.
John.
Right.
I can't remember, no, we grow wheat and beans and...
Wheat and beans?
Yeah, that's some stuff. Yeah.
So, do you go to the wheel granary or do you...
No, store it all at home.
Yourself, It's nice that, back in the farmer's day when they had all the old blue tractors or the old massive Ferguson tractors. I'm a big advent of old tractors. I love the old tractors, the old grey Fergus, got Fawsons, So, I mean, you probably have farmed now with 200 horsepower tractors now.
Yeah,
What is it, red or green?
Green we've got, yeah.
You're a green person, are you? You find that's a good tractor, a good support for that tractor, is it?
Yeah, it always has been. Yeah. We've had. They're quite a few years old now, but they still keep going.
Still keep going, and a backup service from the dealership's just changed in Kent, hasn't it? From
yes.
the different Tuckwells or something now.
Yeah, it used to be Burdens, it's Tuckwells now.
Yeah. So this time of year, what is it? Is it a busy time for you, or quite a laid-back time for you this time?
Fairly laid back.
Is it crop in the ground, or is it?
We've still got some spring crops to put in.
Spring wheat or spring barley to go in the ground?
Spring barley and spring beans, yeah.
Yeah, the older beans. So is that a good crop, the beans? It pays the bills?
At the moment, with the nitrogen price where it is.
It's what?
Where the ammonium nitrate price is at the moment.
That's the trouble. I was talking to someone about that earlier. The fertiliser, it's gone through the roof.
But there might not be any market for any beans, though. That's the trouble.
And you can't use organic fertiliser because when the crop's out of the ground, you can't spread manure on or something like that.
You can't get machines on the ground to do it, can you?
No,
it's too
exactly.
Wet.
So that's going to be the biggest cost for the farmer this year, really, and especially with what's going on in Ukraine now.
That's a nightmare, isn't it?
It is. Anyway, I do appreciate it, John, for giving me your time. Mum's here, but I don't know when. Good morning. Your company?
Sedlock, yes.
And what do you do? What is your company all about?
We do a range of gate locks a range of gate locks.
Oh, right. So all these plastic posts in front of me has nothing to do with you?
No, that's us as well.
Is it?
Yeah.
So obviously plastics it lasts longer than timber, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
And, is it more expensive than timber?
It is at the moment.
Initial cost?
The initial cost is, but the lifespan is expected to be over 50 years, so the whole life cost should be lower than timber. obviously it's impervious to water, so you can use it in any environment. Particularly if you've got ground that's prone to flooding or laying very wet, you're not going to have issues with rotting. I mean, and the other thing is that modern wire, good quality wire, now is guaranteed for 30 years, so it makes sense that if you've got a long-term...
It does make sense, it really does. I mean, I know it's an issue putting it out in the first place, but over many years you're going to get out of it. As you say, 30 years plus, you don't have to redo that field again, do you?
No, exactly, yeah. And I think farmers are particularly as difficult to pin down on what a fence costs to replace or repair because they do it themselves, and
they're actually a tight route of they don't have to pay it unless they have to, really, do they?
No. But equally, I think, particularly in the low season when they're not so busy, spending a couple of days patching up a fence, they don't really take into account the cost of that. Whereas if they're using a contractor to do all their fencing work, that's when the cost comes home to them more. You know.
I mean, but for argument's sake, I mean, if you had a repair to a fence, say you had 8 poles broken off the bottom and you can replace it, it'd be better to replace them with plastic, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's, then you ain't got to replace that fence again now, because obviously there's a damper area in that field. So, in the long term, again, it's good. Okay, then tell us about the gate locks then.
Okay, yeah, so the gate locks, we designed those ourselves back in 2011. Yes, and so we've got a range. We do a range for agricultural gates, but also domestic type driveway gates as well, and industrial gates. And the principle is that it's an easier to operate system than a padlock and chain, but you can.
You can always cut a chain, can't you?
Exactly, yeah.
When you do battery disc cutters, it's so easy to cut a chain. Now, sitting alongside us, perhaps you can talk us through these gate locks.
Okay. So the one we have here on your left is an industrial gate lock, and that's fitted to a 60mm frame. But we do whichever type of frame or size of frame you've got. There's normally a Z-lock to fit it. In the middle here we've got what they call the contract version, which is designed for agricultural.
More for the gate. More for the gate.
And we also do a double gate kit for that as well. So if you've got a pair of gates, you can secure it with a Z-lock.
So this pin here, is that sort of high carbon steel? Or
it's a hardened steel, yes.
Hardened steel.
Yeah. And then on the other versions we've got here, the stainless steel one, that's a 303 stainless steel, so it's a hard grade of stainless steel. And so this one is designed for wooden gates, so like your wooden driveway gates.
Now, on the key side of things, now obviously people can get keys cut at Asda's these days, can't they? Is it a numbered type key? You can only get it copied at a specific.
You have that option. I mean, on the standard versions, the key is a standard key that you can get cut in a high street key cutting centre. But we also do what they call a restricted key, and that's one that you can only get copies cut if you go back to us. You're issued with a credit card with a serial number.
So for argument's sake, if I've got multiple gates on my farm, rather having multiple keys, can I have one key for all the gates?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah.
So because that saves, you can have one key in your pocket, and then you ain't fumbling to find a specific key for a specific gate, then are you?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a very popular option actually. I'd say probably over half our customers elect for the key-like option because they've got more than one gate.
And if you have to get a key cut, it's just one key cut, and it's half a dozen keys. You know. Well, thanks for your time. What's your name again?
It's Bruce Robertson.
From
Z-Lock.
Thanks for your time.
Okay, you're welcome.
Cheers. Good morning. And your name is?
Sophie.
And you're from?
Hobbs Parker.
Right, tell me about your business. What do you do to the agricultural industry?
Well, Hobbs Parker is a multi-disciplinary family-owned firm, dated from 1850, and we provide various services to the rural and agricultural sectors. We've got a livestock market, rural professional services, so that is this team that we've got here.
Do you offer planning?
Yeah, planning consultants as well within it.
Livestock, general farming. Now I know you're quite supportive of the ploughing actually, and I mean you do your auctions down in Ashford.
Yes.
So
yeah.
On-farm auctions as well.
On-farm auctions. collective sales, and we've got a car auction as well, which is another part of the business, estate agency as well. So yeah, very much a sort of older fashion in some, nice to have still that multidisciplinary.
Quite a big premises down in Ashford Avenue there.
Yeah, big old complex.
Yeah. So I mean, if someone comes along to me and comes along to you and says, I've got a barn on the field, it's not being used, what do I do with it?
We can advise. Yeah, we'll have someone.
Put it back into industrial units to rent out, or housing.
Or conversion, change of use. Yeah. So we've got expert planning consultants, all former local authorities, so they've got all the background knowledge, all the experience to take that kind of thing forward, or to just give advice at the outset.
Fantastic. I really appreciate it. And your name is again?
Sophie.
And you're from Hobson Park?
Yep.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
What's that on top? What's his name? Chester. Hello, Chester. What are you doing? What's that furry thing for? Yeah, I know. How you doing? You alright?
Yeah, thank you.
And what's with the dog? What's it called? It's called Chester. What is it?
Lurcher Cross Cocker Spaniel.
A what?
A Lurcher Cross Cocker
A
Spaniel.
Lurcher Cross Spaniel. That's a weird one.
Yeah.
What's it do? Is it on a farm or is
Yeah,
it on a
farm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's got its own tractor.
It's got its own tractor. What sort of farm is it?
We're a beef farm.
Beef farm. Oh, fantastic. Nice to see beef still making appearance. Oh, there's another dog. What's that? What's that? There's another one. Hello. What's that? What's that? Oh, don't bite it. There's another one. Oh, it's Dan's dog. That one. No, red. Thanks, guys.
Hello, you okay?
Good morning.
Morning.
And this is, who are you?
I'm Claire Seymour.
Oh, so you're a daughter of the owner?
I am a daughter of Nick.
Now, I know Seymour's in a big farm. Is it Marden area?
Cranbrook, yeah.
Cranbrook, Marden area. Now, you obviously
Yeah. Nick Seymour is my father. Yeah.
So it's been it's an old farm now. It's been around for many years.
Yeah. Our business has been around since 1974.
1974. Oh,
Yeah.
it's older than that. So, what is your main business then?
We specialise in tractors and machinery for fruit, hop and vineyards.
Oh, you supply machinery?
Yeah.
The farm yourself, though, haven't you?
No farm.
Oh, you don't farm?
No.
Where have I got that from? Oh, I don't know. So I've seen a French tractor behind us. Now it's the Rolls Royce of tractors.
Absolutely.
And it's very expensive. So what sort of range do you do? The small ones, the large ones?
No, we only do the 200 VFP orchard and vineyard narrow tractors.
Okay.
Specialise in those.
Does that, obviously, because Kent, Marden area was all hopsies.
Yeah.
So now it's all orchard, well, not orchard, but it's these polytunnels now,
Yes.
is it? So with a tractor like
So
that going to
some of them can, not all of them. You tend to need a cabless tractor in a lot of those.
Okay.
But so in the narrow orchards and vineyards, that would be fine.
Okay, and now the grapes, are you getting into grapes now?
Absolutely, yeah.
Because grapes quite a big thing now,
that's
isn't it?
a really growing industry.
And do you do sprayers? Do you provide...
Absolutely, yeah. So we import sprayers, but actually we can also manufacture special tabletop sprayers for the strawberry tunnels.
Yeah.
And we've done those for a number of years, and we also export those sometimes to Finland or Spain. Yeah, all over the place.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
And so you're based in Marden, aren't you?
Cranbrook.
So I can see you've got implements on the table as well, so for pruning sort of side of things. So you carry the smaller as well as the bigger
Absolutely,
equipment.
hand tools, for manual pruning, as well as up to big tree pruning saws, mechanical saws.
So if the farmer comes along to you, rather than going to a big, say, Crawfords or someone like that, you can sort of tell them what they really need, what's best, what's their budget. So you can source. Would you source a tractor for them that's a little bit overpowered or a little bit underpowered?
We try and make sure.
We're talking about money there.
Yeah, absolutely. And for us, it's about having the right tool for the job. There's no point in having a 100 horsepower tractor when you really only need 70.
Yeah.
No point in it at all. It doesn't do the tractor any good as well. So we're all about the right kit for the job.
Yeah. Now we talk about spraying as well. Now these cabs. Now because health and safety is quite a big thing. You can't just spray willy-nilly no more.
No.
Are these permanently sealed cabs so that when you're spraying, nothing can ingress into the cab?
Absolutely. So with the previous ranges, they had what we would call a HEPA carbon filter, and we had those specially manufactured.
Okay.
We had a special supplier in Marden actually that made those for us. But now this new range has a Cat 4 filtration cab, so it's a completely sealed cab that you can manually switch on.
Is it a special bit of tractor, or is it just for spraying, or can you put like a cultivator on the back of it as well?
Grass. As we've got here, we've got a cultivator on the back. Yeah, so mowing, spraying, cultivating, trimming.
Yeah, I mean, because orchards now are dwarf orchards now, so very close. So you want a narrow tractor to go in between it. Now, if you're spraying, could you put a sprayer on the front and perhaps a mower on the back at the same time, so do one pass?
So spray mowing absolutely is a job you should do if you can in one pass. So sometimes people have a mower mounted on the rear and then the sprayer onto that.
Yep.
Or you can put a mower on the front with front PTA.
Okay. And would you use a mulching mower? Because obviously where you're pruning your trees, you're going to chuck it on the floor, save carrying it away, and then you could have your mower chomping them up into little bit.
So you could have what we would call it a flail mower or a pulverizer, and you can have those on the front if you want.
Oh, fantastic. And from say around the bases of the trees and that sort of thing.
Yes.
How would you spray around there, and how would you cut around there?
Yes, so you can get all kinds of solutions for that. You can do weed spraying, and we can manufacture as well as import special covered weed brooms.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Or you can do things like swing wing mowers, variable width mowers.
Will they come in automatically past each tree?
Yeah, so you can supply those with hydraulic sensing rods on them, and then they will just work in and around that tree or vine.
Oh, fantastic. Something obviously for harvesting the crop. Do you harvesting equipment to go on the back of your tractors?
Well, it depends what you're looking for and in which crop.
Yeah.
Because apples are obviously harvested by hand.
Yeah.
So
you
can
put it
get,
in a sort of a body harness type thing.
Yeah, you can do buckets, and we can do trailers that people then pick from that bucket and tip straight into in the orchard to make that easier and quicker. And now, along with SJ Barnes, we actually can supply mechanical grape harvesters.
Oh, well, does that shake the plant or something?
Yes.
Oh, so you put a clamp around the tree, give it a good shake, and all the apples.
It's a towable machine, and it just a bit like a blackcurrant harvester.
Yeah.
And it just shakes those vines, and then it's got conveyors with little cups in, and it just collects all those grapes and puts them into bins. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
One last thing before you go. Obviously, you provide all the machinery.
Yeah.
What about backup services and spares and that sort of thing?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's incredibly important to us.
Yeah.
My father lives in his overalls now every day, and service is key at the end of the day. And if we can't give you that support, what's the point? We keep thousands of spare parts in stock, and it's a very important
it's even
thing
down
to
to
us.
the little nozzle for the sprayer.
Yeah, absolutely.
For argument's sake, if someone's out in the field and something broken down, that's no good for the farmer.
No, it costs you money, and
if
it
it comes to you and
doesn't do us
says,
any good.
where's this piece? And you go, well, I've got to import it from Germany or something.
Yeah, no, we try really, really hard to have those bits in stock.
And do you have a service crew that can go out and fix?
Yeah, there's a team of 5 in the workshop. A couple of them are based there all the time, and then we have got some that travel around in vans.
Okay, and one last thing before I go is obviously setting up the machine. So the farmer comes along to you and he's picking his brand new tractor up, his brand new whatever it is. And do you have someone there to sort of
train them?
To
Absolutely.
them how to set it up on the day.
Yeah, because if you don't give a good installation, then they'll be on the phone to us, or they won't be able to operate it correctly. And it's really important that they know how to use it all properly.
Thanks ever so much for your
You're
time.
welcome.
Your name again is?
Claire Seymour. Nice to meet you. From NP Seymour.
Thanks ever so much.
Take care.
I'm looking.
What's Liam doing?
I'm just having a look.
Having a look?
Yeah.
Who have you got with you today?
I've just got Nan here today.
Nan here today?
Yeah.
And so, how do you put up with all these tractors as well?
Oh, I love it. I'm born and bred. My dad was a market gardener.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So I'm used to it.
Yeah. He's quite a good lad as well, isn't he?
He's very good at, just passed his driving test.
I see it on his Facebook page.
Yeah. Finally got it. So
you got a car now, have you?
No, that's the next thing. Start working.
Drove mine yesterday, didn't you, for the first time?
Nice to see you again.
Yeah, nice to see you. Take care.
I'll see you soon.
November starting to do some spring seed. So they've got it in the bag ready for when it is ready to go. quieting down a little bit now, but we've still got bits and bobs to do. And then we get a quiet period, probably May, June, where we service and maintain the lorries.
So what sort of capacity can you do?
We do 12 tonne an hour into the bag, treated, cleaned and treated. On clean only, we're up to about 15 tonne an hour on pulses.
You don't just have to fiddle it in, you can just put a bag in there or come straight from the...
Come straight out of a trailer normally. And they just keep that topped up with a JCB while we're running and take the bags away. We've got a roller system on the lorry where we just roll the bags out, half tonnes or tonnes.
You don't only clean the seeds, you treat it as well?
Yes, we treat it for fungal diseases and pests.
Right, so when it goes into the field, it's got a chance of growing then, isn't it?
Yes, hopefully.
That's slugs.
Yes, there is a thing called signal treatment which can help combat slugs. Other than that, it's the farmer put it on pellets. Slug pellets himself. So.
Thanks ever so much for a good question. Your name is?
Robert Mason.
And you're from?
Anglia Grain Services.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Here's a big fella. How you doing, mate?
All right, mate.
Good. Are you in farming?
Yeah,
Is this one of your granddaughters, is she?
my daughter.
Your daughter?
Yeah.
Oh, you're doing well, fella.
I'm younger than I think. Look.
Do you? What sort of farming do you do?
Only arable.
Arable? Been in the
Feed.
farm for years, is it? Been in the family for years, the farm?
Yeah, yeah.
How many generations? This is obviously another generation.
This is the fourth one.
Fourth generation?
Yeah.
How many acres do you farm?
Yeah. 1,300 acres.
Oh, so you can make a coin anyway. Just
Well,
oh, we all got a moan, don't we? Never make a
occasionally.
penny, especially if the tax man's watching. So you do arable, do you?
Yeah, yeah.
So do you have a rotation in your crop? Do you do beans one year, perhaps, or barley? Or
We're mainly rape wheat, barley, and beans this year for something different.
So where's the farm?
Where it's down north of Shoreham in Sussex.
Oh, right. Yeah, lovely.
Up on
Like
top.
the countryside down there. I think it's all sheep down there.
There's a few sheep.
Few sheep.
Yeah, we've got a few sheep.
You got a few sheep.
Yeah.
So you're a shepherdess, as they say. Do you enjoy the farming life?
Yeah.
You do.
Very much. Yeah.
So what made you come into it? Because it's not a, it's not an industry that the young lady normally follows into. She normally Facebook and makeup and everything, things like that.
You told her to.
Yeah.
So you do it, it's full of worms, aren't they, sheep? Or do you have to do all the worming and everything like that?
worming and vaccinating and yeah.
So what's the size of your...
I've got 100 ewes. So, yeah.
That's a big piece of... Well, I don't know what to say, but it's a lot of sheep anyway. Anyway, does Dad lend you his fields to...
Yeah, he does, yeah.
It's all the same.
All the same, is it?
Yeah.
What's the name of the farm?
Mile Oak Farm.
Mile Oak Farm. Well, thanks
Mile
ever so much.
Oak.
Mile Oak.
As in tree, yeah.
Oh, as a tree. What's your name?
David Cross.
Yours?
Sophie Cross.
Thanks. See you soon. Hello, Kurt. We spoke to you before, haven't we?
You did, didn't you? Yes, I remember from
So
last
are you going to talk to him first?
How's it going?
Is he better looking than me, I suppose?
Yes, I'm getting all the questions.
Are you going to talk to me or not?
I will talk to you, yes.
Can we have 5 minutes?
Yeah, go on, I'm fine.
All right then, I'll speak to you later.
Right, good morning.
Good morning.
And your name is?
My name's Holly.
From?
Kirkland, UK.
And your machines are all around us at the moment, aren't they?
Yes, we've got a selection here. We basically specialise in the more compact machinery. So vineyards, obviously top fruit, soft fruit, agricultural.
Grapes?
Everything, basically. Obviously the vineyards will definitely come underneath the grapes of a different variety. And we've got a nice little selection today. We've got some loaders because we're the importers for Giant and for Antonio Carraro.
Okay,
So
and you've got some of these things.
yes, do you know what? It's the Corvus.
It's the what?
It's Corvus, Corvus.
It's beautiful.
I know, exactly. Try saying that after a few of the words. And basically you can see it in action actually. It's moving at the minute. We've got it's got quite a nice big cap.
Yep.
And then obviously you've got the back end here. I think it goes up to about 40 miles an hour as well. It's got quite a nice little speed to it.
So would you say that's more for the sheep farmer or the animal farmer? Would you say
I
that?
would say anybody that wants to get from A to B with stuff.
We
So
could
yes,
throw a sheep in the back of there or a lamb in the back there.
I don't know
and-
about slinging sheep in there, but you could definitely get whether it be food, feed, but
Oh, okay.
also as well, it's quite handy, you know, like if you've got some like tools or stuff that you want to put it into the back.
If you're
and
doing fencing.
you know, exactly.
Perfect for
It's
fencing.
kind of, you can road register them, so they're allowed to be on the road as well.
Is
so
it diesel or is it petrol?
Diesel.
It's diesel.
So yeah, so basically with these you can,
Oh yeah, diesel. It does say diesel.
Say what
I'm
you
not
said.
paying attention.
But yeah, so basically it's got quite a nice crossover because you can obviously use it out on the fields, A to B, getting stuff around, whether it be feed or whether it be even like, you know, if you wanted to put some of your chemicals in the back, fertilisers, it's quite a nice run around.
If you're spraying and you can't carry everything, can you?
No,
So
exactly.
Have a backup service.
Exactly. Because I mean, I think a lot of people in sort of like the more domestic car world, and obviously your commercial vehicles, people go around in the terrain vehicles, don't they? You know, where
Well,
they've
Land
got the
Rovers
cabs.
has now disappeared
Yep.
there, isn't it? So
Yep.
it's more about these
Yeah.
sort of things, isn't
Well,
it?
you've got
really?
like in the car world, you've got the Mitsubishi ones, haven't you? Where you've got
Yep.
like the L200s, where you've got the cab, and then you've got the pickup truck in the back.
Yeah.
I'd say this is kind of like a more compact, industrial, real use version.
Service vehicle.
Yeah, like you know, definitely on the commercial side. So
Okay, then we can see something else in the background there. It's obviously an all-terrain vehicle, a
Yes,
track vehicle.
our Mac 4.
Is this new to your range, or?
No, I mean, not new to us specifically here. I'm not sure exactly how long we've had the Mac 4, but I think it's a fair while. You know, it's not new to us this year or anything like that.
And it's an Arctic steer job as well.
Yeah, you've got obviously you've got the track tyres here, which is perfect for that. And apparently, I've just been told by a youngster coming round who know a lot more than us about technology that they're just bringing this kind of tread into the Sims computer game on the tractors. So as of Monday,
Oh, right.
yeah.
So this can go anywhere, this tractor, can't it, really?
yeah.
I mean, you're not going to get that stuck in there, are you?
No, I mean, I would say it's probably not as comfy on the flat concrete in your bottom, but definitely on the terrain
You wouldn't
side.
use that to travel between farms, though, would you?
No, I mean, this is going to be more for your terrain. If you've got, you know, like hills.
Well,
and
you've got
different
vineyards that
levels.
are on high slopes and one thing, and you want something that's grip the ground, isn't it?
Exactly. Scott, how long have we had the Mac 4 running with Kirkland? How long have we had the Mac 4 running with Kirkland?
We've sold them, the first one we sold in 2015, so 7
There you
years.
go, 7 years, yeah.
Oh,
I knew
okay.
it wasn't new to us, but I wasn't
Do you
sure
want to pop
what
round
year.
here with me as well?
This guy will be able to tell you more on the technical side
So
than
what
I
sort of
am.
horsepower is a tractor of that size?
It's 100 horsepower, 98 horsepower, yeah, Kubota engine.
Yeah.
We've sold 22 of them now. There's not really anything else on the market that does the same job as that
That
tractor.
size, it's a young lady's Arctic steer, so
Exactly, yeah.
turning a small...
Yeah, the seat turns round in seconds, so you can use it in reverse drive as well. That sort
and
of
it's
thing.
got small valves on the back.
Yeah,
of it,
lots of
so
small valves. Yeah.
You've got a, say, grass cutting machinery in the back.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Even a
And-
sprayer for the...
Yeah, a mounted sprayer, so you don't like chew the ground up too
That's
much.
right, in vineyards where you've got to do spraying on the hill. That's
Exactly.
an ideal piece of kit then, really.
Exactly
isn't it?
right, yeah. And the whole machine only weighs 3.2 tonnes, so if you spread that over the tracks, the ground pressure is virtually zero till then.
Exactly.
We've had one of our guys ran over a phone, his mobile phone on the concrete, and all it did was crack the screen.
I've done that on my phone, but it didn't just crack the screen.
No,
That's
no.
another story. So is it a fully enclosed cab, so if you're spraying...
Yeah, you can have them cabless or cabbed, but the cab is full Cat 4 spray cab, yes.
Yeah, so there's no ingress of spray or anything like that. Okay, thank you very much. And this is
No problem.
the other tractor's calculus, obviously.
That's it, yeah.
And you've got, what's this machine over the back of your hand?
This is Holly's.
Which one? This one or this one?
The Giant.
Oh, the Giant. There you go. Obviously, it's a stand-on machine.
Right.
So you can step on with the back. Attachments, obviously, like all the Giant stuff.
So you've got a full truck on it at the moment, obviously.
Yeah, so there's 150 attachments you can put on it, different attachments. You can do things like augering holes, flail mowing, grabs, whatever you want.
It's quite a compact machine as
Yeah,
well.
it's basically...
You haven't got to have a telehandler.
No, it's kind of like a power pack, really.
Yeah.
And it goes inside in a van. It only weighs 800 kilograms.
Really?
So a lot of landscapers buy them and then take them out on site.
Could you put a mower on the front of
Yeah,
it?
you can put a mower on it. Yeah.
Oh, you could.
It goes through a gate, so you can use it in people's back gardens.
Very versatile.
Saves you back. Yeah.
So what sort of height will it lift?
I think it's 2.1 metres, so a load of lorry.
Oh, right.
It lifts about 450 kilos, just depends how heavy the guy is on the back. It's counterbalance.
I'll be all right then.
Yeah.
Yeah, so little diesel jobby.
Yeah, 25 horsepower Kubota diesel engine.
What? How long? If you was working at a full day, how long would tank would last? Would it last a full day's work or?
Good question. Probably.
Probably. And obviously, you supply this machinery. Do you supply someone to shut? I mean, if you're going to sell a piece of equipment like this, it's no good just saying, "There you go, drive off." You've got to give some sort of training to these guys.
Yeah. So we always do an induction when we sell the machine, and then we have a full parts and service team. So the service manager, he'll be able to guide you through on the phone for repairs. If you can't do it, then we can sort something out.
And what about parts? Obviously, that's, if something breaks down.
So parts we keep a lot in stock because we're the sole importer for the whole UK.
Yeah.
But if it's not something we've got, they're made in Holland. We can get it next day.
Oh, so it's a 24-hour turnaround. Yeah. And where are you based?
Sutton Valence, Maidstone.
Sutton Valence and Maidstone.
I'd even go as far to say as well, we kind of almost hit the question you asked before we get there, because we've got a nice big showroom.
Yep.
We'll encourage people to come down and demo stuff.
Showroom as well, some facilities. So
they can come down and try
have a chat as well. Not only buy, but they can have a chat about what's best for them.
We're not high pressure sales. All we do is try and find out what someone's trying to do, suggest a machine, and if they come and try it, see if they like it.
Would you do something like a try it before you buy it?
We do that. What we tend to do is we can do a demo, which is for say a couple of hours with one of us with you.
Yeah.
If you want to try it for longer, then we'll hire it to you for a week.
Oh, right.
And we'll refund the hire if you buy it within 6 months.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's a great service.
Because otherwise
you don't know really what you're buying, do you? I mean, it might be in a showroom, you think, oh, that'd be good for the job. But actually, when you get it out on the farm, it's not really the best
So
thing
we
for
feel
you.
that that's a good way of doing it, because obviously what we can't do is let people out for a week, do a job, and it's just taking the mix. So doing it that way, if you're serious, you'll hire it for a week and then you can refund.
And not only that, it's versatile, because the farmer will get in and think it might be something new, I don't know, it's expensive, I can't afford it.
Yeah.
Why don't you try it for a week and you get and think, well, actually, this is the right piece of kit.
And often we do that, and then they don't want to hand it back.
Yeah, exactly. And you're both happy at the end of the day. Well, I do appreciate giving you the time. Your name is again?
Holly.
And
Scott.
From?
Kirkland, UK.
Thanks ever so much for your time. Guys.
Hello there. Hello.
This is your machinery, is it?
Yes, it is.
I'll step to one side. Step to one side. So tell me, I've not heard of these tractors before. Tell me what are they and who makes them and where they come from?
This is a solid tractor, comes from India.
Oh, right.
The little one has a Mitsubishi engine, the bigger one has their own engine.
Yeah.
26 horsepower, 50 horsepower, 75.
And is that your top of your range sort of thing?
Well, there's a 75, and this is a 75 narrow for a vineyard.
Yeah, so you sort of do vineyards and orchards and that sort of thing, ideal tractors. And now, obviously, it's an Indian tractor, so it's less computers in this tractor, is it? More mechanical, which we like.
Yeah, kept the basic
So
engineering.
You can repair it yourself
If you needed to, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
You can repair it, so you can also. And you supply all the spares and
Absolutely, parts, implements, service, yeah.
And where are you based?
Pulborough, West Sussex.
West Sussex. And you're on the internet, of course, aren't you?
Oh, of course we are, yeah.
Thanks for your time, I do appreciate it.
Cheers.
Cheerio. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
What have we here?
Yeah. So what
This looks something special with all the coloured lights here.
yeah, exactly, and those ones. So we offer a complete decontamination solution for the air and surfaces, and we also use eco-friendly solutions, which
You
can
have to
be
speak
put
up,
there.
because it's a bit
So,
noisy.
so we supply complete decontamination solutions for the air and for the surfaces, and our machine uses these eco-friendly solutions, which are not too toxic, no harmful to animals and to the environment, plants. So yeah.
Well, thanks ever so much for giving me your
Thank you
time.
very
And
much.
your name is?
My name is Anka, and he's
Paul Haralambi. We are a family.
Okay.
Thank you.
What's the name of your business?
Aridum Sonics.
Sorry?
Aridum Sonics.
Aridum Sonics is the
And
name
you're
of it.
based in Maidstone?
Yes.
Yes,
Thanks
we
for your
are,
time.
yeah. Thank
Cheerio
you
for
very
now.
much. Thank you.
your name?
Jack Shack.
Jack, are you a farmer as well?
I'm not a farmer, I'm just Jack Shack.
You're just Jack. All right then, just Jack. I'll see you later then. Bye-bye for now.
I'm not a farmer, I'm just Jack Shack.
You're just Jack. All right.
Well, there you go. Thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe as usual. And we'll see you soon.